don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I mean, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that inch. And I know if I'm going to have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now I can't make you do it. You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're going to do the same for him. That's the team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's all it is. Now, what are you gonna do?
I do anything, ain't worried about it. They slip, confident when I'm dealing with sleep. I lost my dog, diamond collar with a big ugly face. Let it stay, circle back to the bay, hey. Get a lay in the hill with the grave. I say, my ego. Get it out like a bitch. I say, get that. Try to holler, let me know.
What's going on, America? It's the Father plus Son plus Football podcast. We are in 3, episode 13. It's going down. I am the Father.
I am the Son.
What's up, man? How you doing today?
Doing pretty well.
I'm thoroughly excited about today's guest. Can't wait to get to today's guest. I've been rocking with this young man since he was in high school. Your teammate.
Hey, easy with the squeezy. There we go.
He's just a different guy. He's different. He's different. I mean, a lot of guys in high school, there's like a cookie cutter. This dude is different. He's different. He talks different. He acts different. His discipline regarding himself is different. And when I found out that he spent his first year of college at the D2, and now he's in the transfer portal, I said, "Oh, got to have him on the show. I want to interview somebody in the portal," because there's a lot of coaches, especially at the high school level. A lot of coaches at the high school level talking like they know. They don't know. They talking like they know the recruit game, like they're up on the latest. They don't know. And the parents that are around them don't know that they don't know. And so, yeah, I am looking for Peyton Collins is going to teach me a lot today. Guaranteed. He's going to teach me a lot today because I want to know what I don't know. It's only going to help me help you and help all the young men that are connected to me. That's what's up. So what's been going on in your world, Seth?
Finals coming up. It's finals week now.
Finals? What kind of grades we looking at, man? What kind of grades we looking at?
We're pretty solid. We're pretty solid with grades.
What does that mean? I don't want to hear that. Solid ain't a grade. I want to know what the grade is. What grade should I expect to see on the transcript?
A's and B's.
A's and B's only? There's not going to be no C plus or C minus slip in there? Oh, you looking for it.
Well, and we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. I don't want to see. That's the problem. That's the problem. A's and B's only, brother. Coach Mike Pulaski, I expect all A's. You should. You should. I'm just saying you should. We got a couple of new people. I see you, Carolyn Rodriguez. I see you, Gilbert Miles. I see you. That's what's up. I see you. All right, Seth, let's let everybody know what we're going to be talking about today.
All right. Support SQE, stands for Seth, QUYN, Evans Apparel. Money song.
Let's drop that real quick. Let the people know. So we got a couple of new shirts, right? Here we go. Boom.
This one right here for a regular, cotton t-shirt, $20. For a dry fit, $25. And for a hoodie, it's $40. And if you want to add your last name on the back, it would be plus $5. So
that's dope.
That's dope.
All right, we got this one. See it through. That's a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Same situation, right?
Yep, same situation.
T-shirts are 20, dry fits are 25, hoodies are 40, right?
Sure.
All right, that'll work. That'll work. And again, we'll show that banner real quick, so people can know. Hit you up on Cash App. Bitter Cup Media on Cash App. I guess if they had other ways they can contact you, let us know, or contact me. Well, this is part of your personal NIL deal, huh?
Yes.
Your own name, image, and likeness apparel. That's what's up.
Send money, please. I need it.
Next up,
postseason awards.
That's so interesting. Next up,
top 5 questions for Peyton Collins.
And wait, you got 2 questions. I got 3, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what's up.
Transfer portal from someone on the inside.
Yes, sir.
Peace State Gridiron Classic.
Yes, all right.
JV player shout outs, and then we'll have.
And then you got regular shout outs, right? Let me give my JV player shout out right now. Let me show you something. Look what I got.
Ezra.
The number 1 lineman, JV lineman, he was awarded the Lineman of the Year award for the JV team. This kid is going to be the replacement of Lance Mitchell, and he's already bigger than Lance as a senior. He's bigger than Lance as a freshman. That's crazy. He's going to be Lance 2.0 for sure. He made this for me. This kid, understand, this kid, if he continues growing the way he's growing and learning the game the way he's learning the game, we're going to see this kid playing on Sunday. This may not look like nothing right now, but when that young man is playing on Sunday, this is going to be worth a lot of money because he made it for me as a freshman. I don't know if he made one for any other coach, but he made a football with my name spelled wrong, by the way. He spelled my last name wrong, but he spelled my first name right. But he's got his signature. He's got his initials, Ezra Bussy. I called him Boosie for like 3 months. He was scared to tell me. That's the ornament. It's on the tree. That's what's up. We got regular shout outs. You want to follow Seth on Instagram, Seth QUYN Evans. Also follow Bitter Cup Media. We go from there. Hey, tell me, Seth. You've been working on morning lifts, 5:30, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know where that graphic went. There was a graphic supposed to be for that. I guess it's gone. Tell me what's been going on with your morning lifts.
You know, just been grinding, trying to up the weight, make sure my body stays calloused, especially for this All-Star game, Peach State Gridiron Classic.
Yeah.
Not too long. It's not too long before we head out. I think it's about 2-3 weeks.
No, not 3. It's about 2.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2. We'll be heading to Georgia. You, Elijah Dysart, Zion Dysart, and Jerron Price. You guys are all on the Peach State Gridiron Classic National All-Star game. It's going to be pretty dope. That's going to be pretty dope. All right. Let's do this. Let's get into it, man. Let's bring our special guest.
Hey, PZ.
I'm looking forward to this young man. So, without further ado, let's get him on here. Peyton Collins. What's up, Peyton?
Hey, PZ.
What's going on?
Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. You looking like you've been in the weight room a little bit. You've been in the weight room, boy. How you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. It's the college weight room. It's different.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about college, man. What's college life like?
College life, especially at a school like here, it's pretty small. So pretty much like all the social life is kind of run by the football players, like all the parties and stuff. And yeah, the games are like a big deal. There's like tailgates with the fans and stuff. So I feel like being a football player here is pretty fun. And yeah, I redshirted though, so I didn't get to really play like that, but I think it was overall a good experience.
You had a lot of your teammates from your senior year who went off to college, rather be JUCO. Most of them went off to JUCO. I think the only 2 of you guys who did not redshirt, and that's Miles Moore, who's at DVC, and Jalen Arnold, who just won state championship for JUCO. That's crazy, is it not?
Yeah.
This time, this weekend last year, he won with you and Seth high school state championship, and a year later, on the exact same date, he won his first JUCO state title at Orange Coast College. That's the college where I won my first JUCO bowl game, the Pony Bowl. Never forget it. Never. And we hated Orange Coast College. And what's funny, College of San Mateo, they were playing Golden West in the state championship. Had one of my teammates from the JUCO I was at, Mark Maldonado. He was like, Dion. He's like, when we played, could you have ever imagined Golden West going 13-0? I was like, hell no. No way. So when I saw that they were playing Golden West, I'm like, Golden West? Golden West is good? They're 13-0 playing in the state? Wow. I was shocked. But tell me, Peyton, since we got you, I didn't get to see you a lot during the spring of your senior year because you were rehabbing from an injury. A lot of gutsy stuff you did in preparation for that state title run. You scored a touchdown in that game and I think had an interception. Did you not?
2 touchdowns, pick 6.
2 touchdowns in the state title game.
Yeah.
Very deserving too. I felt, now thinking back, I remember the thoughts I had, like the game that you played at the state, so deserving. So deserving. Because I remember in that season where there was a lot of thoughts about where you should be playing. And I remember standing up for you. And I said, wait a minute, this young man, all his junior year, his junior year in the spring, he did everything to prepare himself to be playing running back. Why do we have him playing like the Z receiver? What that wasn't in the cards. Well, this would help us. Yeah, but he's going on to college and he needs to be in a position that he's going to play going to college. Why not give him that? There's enough room. We should have enough room. And I remember going through that conversation, and not all the coaches were in disagreement. A lot of them were in agreement. But in the end, injury forced the hand. And to see you score 2 touchdowns in that state game, I felt it was so I remember one of those touchdowns, you ran all the way into lane 5. If I'm correct. Once you scored, it was on the right side of the field. You ran it instead of stop because you couldn't stop real quick.
Yeah, I couldn't.
And you ran all the way onto the track into lane 5. I said, dope, lane 5. What? So apropos, the fastest lane on the track. That's what's up. But tell me this, Peyton. I didn't get to see you a lot your senior year. So after you won state, I didn't get to see you a lot because you were rehabbing an injury. Walk me through how you decided to go to the school you're at now. Tell the folks where you're at and how did they contact you? How did you connect? How did you make? Because I wasn't there to walk you through none of this. So I'm very interested on how you got to where you are. Talk to me. Is he frozen? Oh my God. We got to get him back. We got to get him back. Do you know the story, Seth? We're waiting on him to I think he's definitely in his dorm room. So, a dorm room internet can be kind of fuzzy-duzzy.
That's going to be me next year.
We'll get him back. We'll get him back. What is it like seeing Peyton? You notice anything different about him?
Yeah, dude is huge. I can tell because his shoulders weren't like that at first. They're like this now. At first, they're a little bit more down. There.
Yeah.
I was looking at some of his recent highlights, and I was like, the stuff that he's doing now, he was doing at Monroe. And it's like that for Arnold. It was like that for like even Jeremiah and JMO and Miles, like during their practice and games and all that kind of stuff. Like the stuff that they did at Monroe, they're still doing. Mm-hmm. So I'm proud of that.
Yeah. Coach Mike Pulaski jumps in here. He says, "Oh, I see Invictus." That's one of his favorite poems.
Ooh, a toddler size. Ooh, we might be able to make
that. You talking about for Thor? Heck yeah, we can do that.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get him back on the stage. Peyton.
Oh my
throws on us, man. That's that dorm room internet. I know all about it, brother. I know all about that dorm room internet. So tell us, I was asking the question, how did you walk me through the spring process? How did you get contacted with this school? How did you ultimately decide this school over any other school? Because you're a Northern Cal kid. You had every junior college would have loved to have you. I mean, they were poaching you guys like crazy, wanting to get you guys. And like, a lot of those schools, a lot of those junior colleges got better because of kids from that program. Tell me how you came to the decision. Walk me through it, bro.
So my entire spring and stuff, I was pretty much set on going to Chapman because they were like a good academic school and I had a 4.0. But then it came summertime and I was just reflecting, like, I know if I go D3, like, I probably won't get out because, like, the portal is just weird with D3. So there's actually a funny story, but my dad went to school with this coach named Coach T. Wood. And he's like a recruiting coordinator, kind of like he helps recruits. And then, like him and my dad were on the same basketball team when they were kids. So then basically, like, long story short, he just ended up helping me out. And basically I learned that I just wasn't getting these other offers just because I didn't have a credible, like, resource reaching out for me, because I got with him in about July, and this was right before I was about to, like, sign my stuff to Chapman. And then within like a week of him starting to help me, like, the D2 started rolling in, and even a couple D1s, but it was too late to sign to D1. But yeah, I had some D2s like Western New Mexico, Western Oregon, but Black Hill State was in the RMAC, which is like a very high division D2, because we play a lot of top 20 teams like Western Colorado.
Yeah.
We even played UNC last year, D1 FCS. So, yeah, it's like a big stage. So, and also dealing with my injury, I knew I was going to redshirt before I came. So I didn't really want to go JUCO in redshirt because I feel like the rehabs and lifting and stuff would probably be better at a D2 than a JUCO.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. If you knew going in, you'd probably redshirt at the highest level possible.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. I can see the mindset behind that. And so, it's funny because you experienced something that I would suggest 80% of kids in Northern California in particular experience. And that is, you guys have these amazing seasons, but you don't have people in place in your high school who are the credible individuals. Like I can do a lot to help a kid, but I'm not your quote unquote head coach. Your position coach can only do so much. A coordinator can only do so much. These college coaches, if they're not hearing directly from your head coach, they tend to kind of blow off. Like I know a very high profile position coach of a Power 5 program whose attitude is, I seen his tape, I like him. How come his head coach ain't said nothing to me about it? And my response was, it doesn't matter if his head coach is reaching out to you. You saw it for yourself. You've analyzed it for yourself. You mean to tell me that you're not going to give this young man a chance because his head coach is lazy? Because his head coach doesn't find it important to reach out to you? Maybe his head coach doesn't value you? Is that what we're talking about? So that's when I started determining over the last year is that when it comes to recruiting, a lot of these upper division college coaches are very, very lazy. They're very lazy. And a lot of them are using X, Twitter, for likes. They're not looking for talent. They're looking for somebody who can say #AGTG, all glory to God, and then drop their name in there for thank you for the conversation. And then all of a sudden their Twitter numbers go up exponentially because all of the kids that are connected to you all of a sudden start following that coach. I've been seeing it over the last 3 years over and over to the point that I'm discouraged. At one point, Peyton, I felt that maybe I'm not a good enough coach, or maybe I'm not a good enough father. I'm seeing my son, one of your teammates, doing all this stuff, and he ain't getting no offers. That's when I was being told, oh, it's all about who you know. I'm like, well, I know a lot of them. But do I want my son to go to this school because you know me? Or do I want my son to go to this school because you believe he can play? So I come back to you. You go to this school. You get connected to a guy who knows how to get you before the right people. And you start getting D2 offers. You get a couple of D1 offers. But because you know you're going to redshirt, you go to this D2. What was it like? What was it like when you left home? When you was packing? Talk to me about that. Leaving to go there.
Oh, yeah. This is kind of crazy, but I didn't even pack my stuff. My mom packed it for me just because it was like a week before is when I actually got offered, like a week before fall camp. So it was the week before August, and I was just like sort of in shock. So yeah, my mom did me that favor of packing my stuff. But then, the first week when I got here, honestly, I wanted to leave. Like I felt sick to my stomach, like 24/7 all day. Like I felt nauseous the whole day. But over time, once you meet your friends, your little circle, and then you really get on the field, because at first, when you're going to meetings and stuff and everybody's in street clothes, like you just start thinking the worst. Like everybody here is college. They're 25-year-olds, 24-year-olds. You're just thinking you're not going to fit in. But then, like, when you hit the field, you're reminded of, like, who you are. Like, you can hang with anybody. But, yeah, I feel like once I just got in my groove of actually practicing against them and hanging out with my friends and stuff, then I was fine.
That's very interesting that you talked about and you used the number 25 because we went to San Jose State.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a school I think even you would be interested in. And I think that's a school that should be interested in you, considering the problems that they have and what you would be able to plug for their school. But when I went to the game, I was sitting on the front row, right above the team's locker, right before in front on top of their box, right? And I looked over at Seth. I said, "Hey, man, you think you can play on this level? Look at these dudes. These dudes are like they are married with kids." Is that what you experienced there?
Yeah, there's actually 3 of my teammates that are married, but yeah, actually, we have the D2 receiver. Like, he's running for the D2 Heisman, and he's 23. So
23.
Yeah, and he's not even near the oldest people here, but yeah, it's definitely a change.
So let me ask this. You said something that was striking to me, should have been striking to Seth, because Seth has received almost 10 D3 offers. We're going through all that. You had D3 offers, and you said about 10 minutes ago that you didn't believe you could get out. And as we're evaluating and we're looking at those who went to D3 like 3 years ago, who by this time should be now transitioning out, we don't see any transitioning from D3 up. It looks like everybody who went D3, who thought that they'd go there 2 years and then they would transfer out, they're still there going into their junior year. What did you experience? What did you go through that helped you as a young high school student say, nah, if I go D3, I might not get out? I need to hear this.
Well, first of all, I visited Chapman, and then I actually just asked the coach straight up. I was like, do people transfer out of here? Or like, how many people did you have transfer out? And he said 0. So that instantly struck something in me, because how are you a top D3 program with 0 people transferring out? And then also Coach Wood, the person that helped me, he basically just reinforced that idea and basically told me if you go, you're basically stuck.
I needed to hear that, brother. I needed to hear that. Let me tell you why I needed to hear that. You have a teammate who was your senior, our dear, wonderful brother, Andrew Placido.
Yeah.
You couldn't have told me when Andrew Placido left high school, you couldn't have told me that he wasn't at minimum D2. He was the defensive player of the year his junior year. In his senior year, he was a unanimous all-league first-team linebacker. Very hard. And he decided to go to D3. I'm thinking, and I'm assuming, because I don't think I had this conversation with Drew, but I'm thinking, oh, he's just going to go to D3 for a year or two, and then he's going to take off and go D2 or, FCS at minimum, right? Bro, he's going into his junior year and he's excited. He ain't even thinking about going nowhere. His parents are behind it 100%. And for me, I'm like, hold on, that ain't the pathway I thought for him. That's surely not the pathway I want for my son, right? Yet you saw it as a senior in high school now, and you asked the right question. Well, now what made you bold enough to ask that question? Some kids ain't gonna ask that question out of fear that it may come off as smug, fear it may come off as arrogant. Why did you ask that question?
Really, it was my dad. He also felt like I should not be even playing at a D3. So he basically told me, like, if you don't ask, I'm gonna ask. So I was like, I might as well ask myself.
I like that. Your father's dope, by the way. I know a father who loves his son when I meet him. And man, your father, he ain't gonna allow anything but the best for you, bro. Even if it makes you mad, even if it frustrates you, he is not going to settle with you being less than what he knows you can do. He's going to always try to open doors for you. I love your dad for that. He's a great dude. And I saw some of his frustration a little bit during your time, but he held professional, he held high standard, and I believe it's because I think those are the same traits he's passing on to you. So having said this, having had this discussion, you redshirted at a D2 school. And, let me back up. I found out there is no transfer portal for D3. Like right now, you are in the transfer portal. I'm going to go there with you in a second. But when I researched on the D3 transfer portal, because I couldn't understand why there's so many D3 athletes not getting out. Where is the D3 transfer portal? It's not a transfer portal. It's a simple document that an athlete signs just to let their coach know that they're going to transfer. There's no collection of D3 athletes that a D2 school goes into and sees these level D3 athletes and then plucks them out. If you're going to go from D3 to D2 or D1, it's like the high school experience. You're like sending out your huddle highlights. You're sending out, you're contacting coaches and connecting with coaches, or you're using some type of recruit service like you would have done in high school. There's no coaches trying to, they'll bring you into a D3 because I think most of these D3 schools know that if they get you, they got you, and they hope you fall in love with the place and you don't leave. But at minimum, they are not going to help you leave their program.
Yeah.
That's what you felt in your soul when you was going through the process?
Yeah, definitely. You're basically just signing your eligibility to them for all your years.
Wow. See, Seth, now I got to transition over to Seth. Hearing what you're hearing. What are you going through? What are you going through?
I'm thinking about a lot of different things, thinking about a lot of different solutions that could possibly be solved. I didn't know that there wasn't a transfer portal for D3. I didn't know that. As well as, at first I thought it was just, people just talking about how they just love the D3 and how they just don't want to leave. But now it's more so like they're just like kind of forced to stay in a sense. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You think about how hard it is for D3 to get athletes, right? Because everybody wants to go D1, everybody wants to go D2, right? Do you really think not thinking about it, now being kind of a little more mature about the conversation, do you really believe that a D3 school is going to bring you in knowing you're going to be gone the next year? Do D3s have the confidence that they can bring a level of talent of yourself in the following year? What are your thoughts, Colin?
The question was, do they believe they could bring Seth in another year if they sign him?
No, I'm talking about either one of you. Both of you are high talented kids. If a D3, if you went to a D3 and then transferred out, how hard is it to find another one like you? And what coach wants to go through every year having a kid who falls to me at D3? Did you both catch that?
Yeah.
Notice a lot of kids playing D3 is because they fall to D3, which means they should be a D2 athlete. California, what's tough about that is we don't have any D2 programs.
Yeah.
So it's either JUCO or you got to go to a D3 or a D2 program outside of the state. We do have some D3 programs, but a lot of the kids are looking to go D1, D2, and if they can't go D1 or D2, they're choosing JUCO. Now, JUCO, which I got to have an honest conversation about, JUCO is built for exactly what you guys are trying to do. Be one and done because you are qualifiers, right? You go to a school that when you graduate, you are qualified to go to Power 5. So if you choose a JUCO, you can go and play one semester and be gone. You can play 2 semesters and then be gone. Still got 2 years to play 3 years to play 2, shall I say. You, however, Peyton, have decided after your redshirt year, you're in what state is it? What state is this school in? For some reason, I think it's Colorado.
This is South Dakota. It's by
South Dakota.
Yeah.
Cold. How
Yeah,
cold?
it's 6 degrees right now.
It's what?
6.
6 degrees?
6? Like, 6? Like,
there's
what?
all outside my dorm right now.
Snow?
Yeah.
That sounds kind of fun.
What's that like?
It's fun. Like, I just went sledding last night.
Sledding.
Yeah.
All right, real quick. You're out there in South Dakota. It's in the snow. It's 6 degrees. I know where you're from. Tell me something you have done out there that you didn't even know that existed before you went out there.
I had to think about this one for a second.
Like when your teammate said, "Hey, Payne, come on, we're going to go do this." And you were like, "What is that?"
I mean, this isn't really something I didn't know about, but I didn't know that, like, everybody hunts. Like, they hunt deer and stuff. Like, everybody, like, if you're going, yeah, like, if you're going to anybody's room, they have, like, bows and arrows and stuff. Like
What?
I say that's a major change, and then also,
hey, hold on. You ain't gonna just walk past. You know the next question, Peyton. Peyton, have you gone hunting yet?
Oh no, I haven't. I turn it down every time because I don't. That's not my crowd on the team. I'll just word it like that, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Black Hills.
I was about to say, Peyton, if you gone out and shot a deer or something, did you eat the meat? I wanted to know details.
Oh, like my teammates bring back meat and cook it for like us, and then they just start handing it out. Like they'll give us like ground deer and stuff. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You don't gotta buy nothing, no food. You can just
And there's like a bunch of out here. Like there's rabbits all over campus, deer, snakes, lizards.
You ever had snake?
Snake?
Yeah.
I had snake when I was really young, but it wasn't out here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do this before we go in. We talked a lot about the trans. Well, now let's keep it going.
Okay.
Let's keep it going. Right now, our special guest is Peyton Collins. Wonderful young man, very smart, very bright, always has been since I've known him. I met him in sophomore year. He's a decorated young man. He's one of the athletes that I never forget. He's not only a wonderful athlete, he's a wonderful young man. Dadgummit, he's a wonderful young man. I'm glad to have him on Father-Son Football Podcast. And we're just going to continue this conversation because he's in it. Now that you've decided, Peyton, to transfer, tell me why you decided to transfer and how do you get into the transfer portal? Because there's a lot of people talking about transfer portal. You're the first person I know in the transfer portal. Tell us what the truth is.
So the reason I entered the transfer portal is it's due to a lot of things, but I'd say mainly because when I was recruited here, like I was basically sold on this being like a winning program and how they're known for developing players. But this year we had our first losing season in I think 5 or 6 years. We were 3-7. So basically the coaches took that as we need to bring in older guys. So at the end of the year, you have your exit meeting and they basically tell you the situation. So they told me, and mind you, I already have a 23-year-old NIU bounce back. He's the starting slot. And then behind him is a UC Davis bounce back. So I already have those two. And then, so last year we brought in 45 freshmen and 5 transfers. But then our coach told us that this coming up year, they'd be bringing in 35 transfers and 15 freshmen. So they basically flipped it around. So they basically told me opportunities would be slim. And I just didn't see no point in me staying.
And that's because you redshirted and they don't know enough about you. They're making a bad. This doesn't make sense. Not with what I know, but I understand. Because typically a high school kid who redshirts, there's a certain stigma to that. And this is going to be a loss for them because now have you decided what you're going to do next? So wait. Before I go, what you're going to do next? You go into the transfer portal. All right. So let's hit this topic here. Transfer portal from someone inside. You have your exit interview. The coaches pretty much are being honest with you, but they honestly don't know you. So that's why I think they're making a wrong decision. Yeah. However, that's a blessing for you. It's a blessing for you. In the end, it's going to be a blessing for you no matter what. How do you go into the transfer portal and what does that mean and what happens once you're in there?
So going into the transfer portal, technically you could just like email your coach or whatever, like you want to be in the transfer portal, but I know it's like about relationships and stuff and you don't know where coaches will end up. So I basically texted my coach and said, like, do you have time for a meeting? And then I just thanked him for like all he's done. And then I said, yeah, like I appreciate you, but I want to enter the portal. And then he actually, like, he knew I had a good work ethic and stuff. He just never really got the opportunity to see what I can do. But yeah, he said, you're one of like the hardest working guys here. If you need a referral, like tell the coaches to text me or whatever. So yeah, he's like advocating for me once I'm in the portal. But yeah, once I told him that, then he just brought me to the athletic director. I had to sign some papers, watch a video, and then like get my transcripts and all that, and then I was in.
So now that you're in the portal,
mm-hmm.
and here's where I get nervous about the transfer portal.
Yeah.
You got to depend upon a coach who doesn't. I know you more than another coach. Whoever that coach is that you went and thanked and walked you over to the athletic director, I know you more than he do. And I can stand 10 toes down and say that. But you got to trust him to give you a recommendation about your future.
Yeah.
That concerns me.
Yeah.
Because does he know you enough? Can he stand 10 toes down? If I called him and asked him for an honest report on Peyton Collins, can he tell me what I know?
I doubt that, but I do think he knows I'm a playmaker. Like in practice, I'm not sure if you watched my redshirt film, but those are all like all conference, all league DBs, and I never played receiver, so I'm kind of learning as I go. But yeah, I'm going over the top on these 6'3" corners, bounce backs. So I think for him to not vouch for me, that would be a little crazy.
No, I hope he does. All I'm just saying is when you put your future in the hands of somebody who doesn't know you
mm-hmm.
as well as they should, plus you're leaving. I just get concerned about. I mean, can you imagine having a job and you're leaving and you need the person you're leaving to give you an honest referral?
Yeah. To
where you're going. That just doesn't. It always just kind of rubs me. I have concern about that. Because are they really? I mean, they can say anything to me, but if a school comes along that on the schedule, are they going to give me an honest review? That's the kind of stuff I get concerned about. But now you're in the portal. You had to sign some papers. You had to watch a video that with the athletic director. Now you're in the portal. What are you waiting on now?
Well, to be honest, I wanted to go JUCO after this year. I really wanted to go JUCO out of high school, but dealing with my injury and stuff, and also I was about 160 pounds, 165. So I kind of knew I just wasn't there yet. So basically I thought of this as like reclassing. So so hitting the portal now is really Coach Wood wanted me to hit the portal because I just wanted to go JUCO, to be honest. But I have had some D2s from before reach back out to me, offering me like a better situation than here. So I'm already grateful for that, but I'm still on the fence right now.
So you don't quite know but you're gonna have to make a decision soon, right? Because
Uh,
are you
yeah.
gonna stay there for your spring semester, or are you gonna be pretty much done after the fall?
No, all my stuff is packed up right next to me. Like when I go home for winter break, I'm bringing all my stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But the D1 transfer portal opens January 2nd. Right now it's just D2, so that's what I'm kind of waiting on as well to see if the schools from before reach back out when I'm like on time in the recruitment schedule.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So are you considering JUCO? And if so, what are you considering JUCO back in NorCal, SoCal, some other place?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely considering JUCO. I feel like the only reason I didn't before is because of one, my injury, and two, my my weight as well. But now that I went here, it's free protein 24/7, free lifts all the time. They get your weight every week. They make you gain weight. Like if you don't make weight every week, then you get punished. So yeah, I'm about 185 right now, 186. So yeah, I gained like 20 pounds throughout the season. And that's saying a lot because every season I usually lose about 10 pounds. So this is the first time I've gained weight and I've healed. So I feel like if I go JUCO now, then I'll actually be ready to compete because if I would have did it last year, I think I would have just not been ready. But
Yeah. One thing I learned is that D3 is all D3. There's not too many D2 athletes or D1 athletes. And you don't bounce back from D1 to D3. When you bounce back all the way to JUCO. And JUCO athletes, I was talking to Seth about this. We came to the conclusion that competition-wise, there's far more competition at the JUCO level over D3. Seth, would you like you explain it? Why do you feel that there? Because you're the one who said it. Why do you feel there's more competition at the JUCO level than there is at the D3 level?
I would say not only because there's a lot more like a lot more so like washouts from like D1 or D2. It's also because like people who didn't have like the exposure or necessarily the grades and stuff like that, they'll go to a JUCO and then in hopes, to get better and go to a D1. Even seeing the sideline, like there's a lot more people on the sideline during a JUCO game than there is on a D3, at least so far I've seen. And yeah, that's a little bit toward D2 and D1 as well. I would say, like if I compare, say like DVC to like San Jose State, I would say DVC might have maybe the same amount or maybe just a little bit more than San Jose State, in my opinion. I feel like the talent out of JUCO more so far exceeds the talent out of D3.
Far exceeds. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I can see that. But what I'm learning from Peyton is this. Peyton said, if I go to a JUCO, I'm not going to get the results of what I'm going to get as a red shirt at a Division II. So you went to a D2. Now your body's right. You're healed up. Your body's right. You've been able to practice against D2 talent because that's a D2 school, right? Some of the bounce backs from D1 that are at your D2 school, you've been able to compete against them, which puts you at a higher level of competitive advantage if you do happen to go to a JUCO, right?
yeah.
But what I liked about what you brought up, which educated me, was taking the risk to go to D2, knowing you're going to redshirt because you can get your body fixed, you can get your weight up, maintain your speed, still love the game, still go out and get some film, find out who you are versus higher level talent. That I think that's a winning problem. Not disparaging D3 because I still think if you're a dog at D3, I think what happens if you're a dog at D3, you can get out, but there's no transfer portal to help you get out. That's my concern. There's no transfer portal to get you out. There's no incentive to get you out. That's not what D3 is built to do. And so if you go into D3 believing that you're going to get assistance to get out and go up, that system is not built in the pro. That is not built in that level of football. It's just not. It's just not. And so right before the broadcast, Peyton, right before we go to these top 5 questions, right before the broadcast, Seth, you got hit up by Chabot.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
So maybe about 20 to 30 minutes before, we started doing all of our pre-production stuff, Coach Wilson, he is a DB coach at Chabot. He texted me. He wanted to know what was up with you because he's trying to get you there. And he's trying to help you go from, JUCO and then to the hopes of D1. He's actually he's coached a good amount of people that I've known. But yeah, he just wanted to see what was up with you, and he wanted you to hit him up.
I just thought that was crazy. I said we got to share that on the show because that's straight up crazy. I'm like, how does he know? How does he know our connection? Well, I guess he would know the connection because of the school, the high school. But I found it Wilson now Coach Wilson at Chabot, and I'm not what am I trying to say? I'm not highlighting or hyping Chabot. Chabot has a lot of potential, but they got a lot of things they need to fix. I'm trying to be cautious with my words because I don't want to sound like I have disrespect. Seth did do their tour out of respect. We do not at all believe that his talent level is JUCO. We believe we're much higher than that, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. So we want to be respectful. I will say this about Coach Wilson. Dope dude. Forget football. Forget football. Coach Wilson and I had a conversation that's bigger than football. And it wasn't even planned. It just happened. And so he's kind of stuck in my brain because, only God can do something like that. Now, that don't mean Seth is going there. That don't mean any kid I know is going there. But I have to acknowledge the fact that there are some things that God was showing me regarding Coach Wilson that are worthy of stopping and paying attention to. Kind of like Coach Coleman out of Foothill. Have you met Coach Coleman? Has he reached out to you yet, Peyton?
Yeah, he texted me a few days ago.
So Coach Coleman's a cold piece of work. I don't think I told this story as the way I'm about to tell it now. Seth was invited to go to, let's just say, another JUCO. Another JUCO coach reached out to Seth and wanted Seth to come check him out, right? So Seth, because I believe in being honorable, people see you as a potential help to their program. You got to honor that. At least go show up. At least be respectful, right? So we show up, and as soon as Seth walks into the stadium, the first coach he sees is Coach Coleman. Coach Coleman grabs him, and he's talking to him. And Coach Coleman is trying to move in the bleachers so he can get a better seat because there are tarps sitting on the track that are impeding like the 50-yard line. You couldn't really see the game. I decided, if you talking to Seth, y'all go talk football because he's a young man. He got to be able to talk for himself. If I'm around and he ain't ready. So that's my attitude. If I got to be standing there to help him have a conversation with you, then he ain't ready. So he gonna go have a conversation with you on his own. He talked with Seth the entire first half. The entire first half of the game, he's up there, and I don't even know what all they talked about. But I know it was football, it was all of this stuff. And so at halftime, Coach Coleman told Seth, they probably want you to come down to the field. He goes down to the field, and the coach who told him to come to the game didn't have time to talk to Seth. Now, granted, the DBs, and he was the DB coach, those DBs was getting torched. They was getting lit up like Christmas tree candles.
Completely fried.
They was getting torched. But that coach, how he handled that situation, here you have a recruit who came to the game as you requested. He's here to, say, hey, what's up? I'm here. And kind of like the treatment that Seth got from the coach because of what the coach was dealing with in game. And I get it. My DBs is getting blasted. I don't know if I want to talk to any recruits either, but they are recruits. You got to be careful how you handle a recruit, especially if a team you playing got a coach in the stand that talks to him for a whole first half on his own. And so I would say personally, you want to honestly hear out Coach Coleman. You honestly want to hear out Coach Wilson, and then pack all that together and make a decision. Because you have a good head on your shoulders, a good mind. You're very analytical. You're smart. You know what you're doing. And I think ultimately, whatever decision you make is going to be a great decision for you. And we're all going to celebrate it. In the end, football isn't over for you, and you're going to keep rising. That's what's up. So, Seth, give me your questions for Peyton.
All right. First one. How do I do this? Would you say in your time at being at Black Hills College, correct?
Black Hill State.
Black Hill State. What would you say has been the best day or the best relationship that you have met with somebody?
Relationship, I'd say probably the slot in front of me, the NIU transfer. He's from Chicago, but yeah, he basically out of high school, he was like a top recruit. Like he had some SEC schools, but then he ended up going to Northern Illinois to be close to home. But yeah, he's basically like a workaholic. Like he runs like a 4.3. He's just like a buff dude. But yeah, like every day after practice, I'll be on the jugs with him, catching balls, run routes after practice with him. And yeah, he was kind of like my, I guess, big bro on the team. So yeah, I'd say that's a good relationship.
Okay, and then what would you say if you can go back to one game in your high school career? What would it be?
Oh, I know. Livermore. My senior year, Livermore. I remember, I think we lost that by like 1 or 2 touchdowns, but I remember I dropped a pick, or not a pick, a touchdown in the end zone. Like I caught it and then I hit the ground and the ball came out. I thought they were going to give it to me, but they didn't. And then also there was another play that game where like I got the ball, I was a running back, and then the tackle like blew through the line and he was right there. And then I hit a spin move. And then the outside linebacker was on the side that I spun to. And then if I cut it out, I would have been home. But I cut it. It was like 3rd and 1, but I was thinking like safe. So I just cut it up to get the first down, and I got like 1.5 yards. But I know that could have won us the game too. So yeah, definitely that game.
Okay. Dope. You got any other questions, Seth?
Nah, I got my two.
All right. Peyton, where are you going to be in 3 years?
At a FBS playing.
So I'm gonna be watching you on ESPN2, not ESPN3, ESPN2 or ESPN1.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have an FBS school that you desire?
I let it go to San Diego State. That's honestly.
You said San Diego State.
Yeah.
You do know that we have a new coach at the school who is from San Diego State.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Coach Will Blackman, who played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's currently in Pittsburgh right now for the Ring of Honors for his teammate, Joey Porter, the linebacker.
Wait, what does he coach?
He got brought on in the middle of the season. He's kind of like a utility coach right now. He doesn't have like a specific group that he works with, but he played big time ball. He played in the NFL. And so I will make sure immediately I pass your name on to him. He's upset that Lance is going to San Jose State. He's like, why are you going to San Jose State? You should be going to San Diego State. But Lance had already committed to San Diego State. I mean, had committed to San Jose State. But he's looking for good guys to go and represent at San Diego State. He sent stuff for Seth there. But, you know, high school to San Diego State is going to be rough. You having some time at a D2 school will probably help your case. So I'll make sure I pass that information on to him and get you two connected so that anything that can happen, if nothing else, he can hand deliver your information to the coach that needs to be handed to help make a decision regarding you. We'll pull that off. We can make that happen with no problems.
Appreciate you.
No doubt. All right. So, what's the co-ed life like there? What are the ladies like there?
So it's like 25% guys here and like 75% girls. So, I think that's how most colleges are, but I know my campus is like pretty extreme. And yeah, since it's like a small school, there's no like frats or anything. So like, yeah, all the parties are thrown like at the big football house because there's a lot of houses here, but there's one that like 5 of the older guys live in. So they throw parties there like every weekend. So yeah, it's pretty much jam packed with.
So you talked about no fraternities there. Are you interested in being a part of a fraternity?
Wait,
you had a question, Seth?
Yeah, I had a question. I was going to say, if you were to pledge any kind of frat, what frat would it be?
Honestly, I'm not too much into like the Greek life stuff, but I guess I definitely would join like a Divine Nine frat just because the predominantly white frats, just speaking on experience from my friends who are in there, it feels a little like, I don't know if that's the right word, but I guess it feels like degrading if you're not white. I don't know if that's the right word, but it just feels like weird.
Well, you'll definitely be looked on as different. I had one of my college teammates. It was as dark as I was.
Yeah.
And he pledged Tau Kappa Epsilon, which is known as the Teeks. And I remember everybody looking at him like, bro, we got all the Divine Nine fraternity sororities here on campus, and you gonna pledge the Teeks?
Yeah, that's what
his social life did not go well after that. But I think he wanted more playing the snow anyway, so he was fine with it. But if you was, Divine Nine is, which of the Divine Nines do you have most interest in?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too educated on the topic, to be honest, but I know a lot of the Morel coaches are in it, and the rest of the people I meet in it. I have some family in there too. My cousin went to Tuskegee. I honestly don't know which one he's in though.
What color?
It's purple.
That's the Q's.
Okay.
Q's. Have you still got contact with Jeremiah Bailey?
No, I haven't.
Try to get in touch because Jeremiah Bailey's been studying all the fraternities also. He's at Howard, and he's interested in the purple and gold also. Yeah. So, and then I come from the purple and gold,
That's what the rest are from?
Coach Minor's in that crimson and cream, he's a noob. He's a noob, but Coach Greg, he's purple and gold. Coach Larry Cook, purple and gold.
So like at parties in college, like y'all all had to like do the strolling stuff. Like, were you like,
bro? Let me tell you something. If the Qs are on the yard, the Qs run the yard. I don't care where it's at.
Like, what if the Noops are there too? Like, what's going to happen?
The Noops will never, ever run a yard that the Qs are on. You can have 100 Noops and 2 Qs. The Qs are going to run the yard. Believe that. Believe that. I'm just telling you some truth here. Believe that.
Yeah.
Did you see the HBCU national championship yesterday?
I didn't.
Prairie View versus South Carolina State?
I didn't.
Both coaches, both head coaches, brothers of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. So I'm just, it goes down like that.
Yeah.
You got to consider it. In the end, you got to do what's best. Just don't be a Sigma. Then I can't fool with you no more. You can't. If you're a Sigma or Iota Phi Theta, I can't fool with you no more. You can be an Alpha, you can be a Kappa, or consider the Qs. If you outside one of them three, I can't. I'm blocking you on my social media. I'm not even talking. You be like, coach, like that, it's gonna be like that. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Now, in the end, all these organizations work together for the common good of the community, and so the Greek life is not white Greek life. It's very social. It's very Just think of Black organization working together from different factions of life. Undergrad, it's all fun and all kind of stuff. But once you become more of a grad, you get involved with a lot more social activism and a lot more other issues. So look at it from that perspective. Something to think about. Something to think about. All right, you guys, we've been having an amazing conversation with Peyton Collins. He is now in the transfer portal, and we wish that brother nothing but good luck. I'm going to take this video. I'm going to take the podcast, and I'm going to be tagging several coaches to it and tell them they need to get a good look at you. I will do what I said I was going to do as far as, getting your stuff in the hands of Coach Will Blackman. I'll make sure that you guys get connected. Matter of fact, when you get back home, hit me up so that, we could probably just all meet up at the school or something like that. So you can meet him, he can meet you, do some stuff like that. When will you be home?
I come back on the 17th.
Oh, yeah. So in a couple of days.
Yeah.
You'll be here by the end of the week.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So maybe we'll hook up on Friday or Saturday or something like that. Just, just touch base. Go from there. We'll see what's up. All right, brother. Any last words?
Thank you for having me.
Bro, that's a gimme anytime, man. I totally support you, and that has nothing to do with I see your character, I see what you're trying to do, I see your father. I don't know if I just love you for you or I love you because I see what your father's trying to do. It reminds me of who I am and what I'm trying to do with my son, trying to be the best father I can, trying to provide my son a better life than what I have, trying to open doors for him that no man can shut. And hopefully God, it can help me get those doors open, things of that nature. A lot of things happen in the life of a son, and a father's job is to navigate. And I see you following the navigation of your father. I see your father loving on you. And that's what I'm about, brother. That's what I'm about. So I want to appreciate you because you educated me a lot on the process, those who are listening. And I see a lot of y'all in the comment section. I don't know what's up with this emoji game. A lot of y'all are dropping emojis. And because I don't know how to interpret emoji, I didn't put it up there because I don't know what you're saying.
We got Eric.
I see Eric, Jeremiah, up in that joint. Yeah, I see y'all in there. Mike Tyson. That's not Mike Tyson. Ain't no in the world. And I don't know what they're commenting on, but that don't sound like something we was talking about.
Jeremiah said, dang, but you was homesick within the first day.
Hey, that's what happens.
Hey, you 1,200 miles from home. You ain't never been away. That's how.
Right. Well, here, let me say this. That's one of the reasons why schools, let me say HBCUs, we were told that flat out by Morehouse University, who just fired their coach, Coach Mathis.
They fired Coach Mathis?
I shouldn't say they fired him. He was informed that his contract would not be renewed. So Morehouse is going to get a new coach. Yeah, real talk. We was on their campus. Morehouse told us flat out.
It's right behind you.
I know. His picture's right up there. Yeah. Morehouse told us that one of the reasons why it's hard for them to recruit kids from California is because when they get homesick and then they leave, and then you got to try to figure out that hole. So they try to get like 2 or 3 of them at the same time. That's what Coach Fred Ferrier told me when he was at Morgan State. He said, we try to get 2. If we're going to get a kid from Cali, we try to get 2 or 3 of them to come together because they're less likely to be homesick and they'll stay. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
So you guys got teammates. You guys are all in different JUCOs right now. I would love to see you guys, and I would love to help coordinate it. I would love to see you guys working together to help each other get to your next destination. Right now, I don't think any of you are at Laney College. I don't know any of us who are at Laney College. And Laney's got its own trauma going on right now. You got a couple of teammates at Foothill. You got a couple of teammates at DVC. I think you got one. Well, he's not your all's teammate, but he was older. He was a senior when y'all was sophomore. He's at San Francisco City College. You do have one teammate who wants to stay with you at Contra Costa College.
He's at East Texas.
So there's some things that can happen. There's some things that can happen. I think the future of recruiting is in clusters. And nobody's saying that, so you heard that first from me. The future of recruiting is in clusters. It's not about getting one kid. It's if I get this kid, I got to take this one and I got to take that one, and they're working together. Straight up. Imagine Jeremiah Charles telling UC Davis, I will come and play quarterback, but in order for me to come and play quarterback, you got to offer Peyton Collins and you got to offer Miles Moore. You see what I'm saying? If they value him on that level, they're going to bring in Peyton Collins and Miles Moore, kids who they may not have great assessment on, who they may not know a lot about. But if the quarterback you want that bad is saying, I'll come to you, but you got to bring me Peyton and you got to bring me Miles Moore, the school is smart. They're going to bring you Peyton. They're going to bring me Miles Moore. Now, all of a sudden, it's clusters. I think that's the future of recruiting, especially in California. And I think the JUCOs who do that are going to be wise. JUCOs, instead of recruiting individual kids, need to interview a kid who can bring other athletes, who can recruit other athletes. You know, when I think about Chabot, okay, Chabot, you want Seth. I would ask Seth, who are 3 players that you want to play, that in order to get you to Chabot, who are 3 players we got to get here in order to get you at Chabot? And once Seth names those 3 players, you put them 3 players on there, Seth goes there. Now he's got teammates that he knows he can trust with coaches he's learning to trust. You see the point there? Yeah. I think that's the future of recruiting. I think I might be wrong, but I doubt it. All right, last thing, and we're going to get up out of here. Peach State Gridiron Classic. Seth, you are on Team Dream. You ready to go, man? You got about
Absolutely. I got my last year's jersey right across, sitting right across from me.
All right, well, you're going to get a new one this year.
I know.
That's what's up.
But it doesn't look that different.
All right, give me your last word, Seth.
Hey, for those of you guys who are going to be listening later, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. See Jeremiah and Eric in the chat. What's up, big brothers? Hey, Payne, man, proud of you, brother. I'll see you at the top.
Thank you. Proud of you, bro.
We gonna make it happen. Payne, again, I'll make my last comment. God bless you, man. You always got me as a coach, as a mentor, whatever you need. I'm not gonna bogart in your life because I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not gonna make my life on your life, but whenever you need me in the foreground or the background, gonna be there for you.
Yes, sir.
My word on that. Got it, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right, those of you who are listening, pass it on, take it, share it, send it to somebody else. Not just the people who agree, but send it to the folks who disagree. Because I don't care. I have conversation. I'll meet you wherever you are. That's what's up. Thank you for listening to Father Plus Son Plus Football Podcast. Episode 16 from season 3 is done. Data. Deuces.
Ooh, during winter break. During winter break, we should get like some like the alumni and other players have like a little practice game.
I was down and I fell. I just stay with the flow, 50,000 $50,000 me for show. I do what it takes. You got me there, you wanna get it with me. I do what it takes. Avocado with a big up crazy. I do what it takes.